show has started. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to the Filmmaker IQ Live Experience, coming to your ears. I know my audio seems a little low because I had this thing set for another microphone. So this is a little low, so I'm going to get right on the mic so you can hear that beautiful proximity effect. John, the sexiness is overwhelming my ears right now. I cannot take it. It is smashingly, looking smashing. Thank you very much. Feeling smashingly. It's been a busy couple of weeks, so that's why I haven't streamed. I may think about switching my stream to like a weeknight because my weekends are starting to get occupied or take. My dance card is being filled up, shall you say, and weekends may not be so good. So we'll figure it out. I know next weekend might be kind of busy. I'm gonna figure it out. Maybe we'll do something like a Friday or something next week. I like this question. What are you holding? I'm holding a mouse because so the way I do this is I just take a screen grab for my my thumbnail, and the screen grab I have to do that by using vMix, the little screen grab thing, and I'm holding the mouse and I'm clicking it to get the screen grab. Yeah, unfortunately, it's what happens when you stream by yourself. There's not I can't like a 3, 2, 1, no countdown thing. It's all me right here. Is that Paramount Desert Behind? No, it is Dune. It is Dune. It is a Dune of Arrakis. Did I watch Dune 2 on IMAX? My plan was to watch Dune 2 on IMAX, but the affairs did not land that way. And I wanted to see it really opening weekend. Who are you wearing? I'm wearing green. I'm wearing luscious green. I wanted to see it opening weekend. The only way I could make it work was to just go see a regular screening of it. And then, I plan probably to see it again in IMAX. We get some free time here. But I also hear that the whole affair is sort of like Oppenheimer, where it's like everything's sold out for like weeks on end. So maybe not. What did I think about Dune? Well, let me go ahead and preface. I loved it. I thought it was great. But I watched it when I was really, really tired. So don't take it the wrong way that I didn't like it, because I really did like it. It's one of those movies I described to my friends. It's a very meditative movie. It's a movie where it's like watching, without better comparison, it's like a Kubrick movie, in that it's very slow and drawn. It's almost and very much like Lawrence of Arabia, in that it's like just likes to take its time. And I remember like even going to seeing Blade Runner, and Blade Runner, I'm talking about the original Blade Runner in the movie theater. And I know the Red Letter Media guys kind of dogged the movie a little bit for this one scene where Deckard is sitting there in his office and trying to like zoom in, enhance. That scene. If you're watching that scene at home on your 28-inch CRT television, it doesn't have an effect on you. Because it's kind of like zoom in, enhance. But if you're in a movie theater and at night and it's cold, it's somewhat cold, you can hear the air conditioner like running, and it's somewhat cold, and you can hear the raindrops on that scene, and all the camera does is just move in very, very slowly. And I'm aware that somewhere there's 24 little individual frames flying per second, capturing this slow, meditative, calm scene. Now, if I was like really tired, I could fall asleep to that. And I think some parts of Dune I was starting to fall asleep because I was so tired. But it was really good, and I can't wait I really want to see it again. So it's not like I didn't enjoy it. This version of Dune is this version of Dune is very much the version of Dune that got me into Dune, because I never understood it or got what was going on with it until this version, till Denis Villeneuve. I think that's how you pronounce it. Denis Villeneuve. I love the guy. Denis Villeneuve That's until his version where it kind of understood what the gravity of it and understood like what's the meaning and what's interesting about it was what I liked about it. A super chat from Rise and Shout, $5. Can you give your thoughts about The Fugitive or Die Hard? And while I still love a new movie like Dune 2, why do they feel so different? Well, Die Hard and The Fugitive are nowhere near Dune as far as like the feel of the movie. Like Dune is, like I said, closer to a Kubrick movie, in that it's sort of it's closer to like Lawrence of Arabia, in that it's large shots, long shots, calm. I don't no who was the director of photography for Dune 2? It wasn't Deakins, obviously. Dune 2 cinematography. Cinematographer Greg Fraser. But there's elements about Dune 2. Well, maybe not so much. It's just the visuals. The visuals of Harkonnens, like the wire work that they do to like land on this. It just kind of had this kind of it felt like something that Deakins would. I mean, Deakins is obviously not a director, but it felt like something otherworldly that you haven't seen before. The way they moved, it was almost ballet. What's the word for like ballet? Ballet tick? Ballet like. Okay. It was close enough, right? By the way, today I am drinking. This is so I discovered an interesting way of doing a drink. I fill this about this, so I put a bunch of ice in there because I love ice. I fill it about this high with water, and I put a little bit of Mio vitamin water, or cherry vitamin water thingy. There's no sugar in it, which I like. And then I fill the rest of it with apple juice, like regular old apple juice. And it creates like this very delicious drink. It's not too high in sugar because you're diluting the apple juice quite a bit. And the apple juice gives the water a little bit of a bite. And by a little thickness, a little less viscous. And it tastes great. So I know you're all wondering that. That was probably top of mind for most of you. What is he drinking there? And why is it not alcohol? Honestly, alcohol is starting to drink less of it. It just doesn't do so many thoughts on. But anyhow, that's why Die Hard especially. Die Hard's more of a popcorn, like action thriller, bang bang kind of a movie. And I'm not saying that to diminish Die Hard at all. And Fugitive obviously is more of a chase movie. Dune is more of an epic, more of a sit with the movie for a little bit and kind of experience it. So anyhow, that's my thoughts on that. Thank you for your super chat, though. There's like 5% of the income this month. How you doing? Okay. Why do new movies feel like? Well, okay, there you go. Let me rephrase. Why do new movies feel so different than old action movies I fell in love with in the past day? Partly, there's two reasons. The real obvious ones is the use of CGI. Right, CGI allows us to put cameras in places like wherever we can do so. Well, CGI allows us to fly cameras and create amazing compositions and all kinds of stuff. Part of that is part of the equation. Old-fashioned Hollywood 80s, 90s cinema was kind of still reality-based. You still had to put a film camera somewhere to capture some sort of action. And nowadays we've got so much more technology, stabilizers, gimbals, and all kinds of tech that we can do all kinds of crazy maneuvers that they could never do in the old like action films that we grew up with watching. On top of that, color grading is quite a bit different now. So like, just look at the look of these movies today. You have a wholly different swatches of colors. Colors are just so drastically different than they ever were. Right before, like the colors of Die Hard, I'm visualizing the colors. They're just so bold and rich. And nowadays, it seems like everything's kind of more, just the colors are much more finely controlled. Ballet-esque is what Dirk's saying. There you go. Drygel7 says, I hate liquids and vapors. John Hess, Out of Context magazine. Oh, you're going to be full of that today. We're going to have lots of out of context takes today for you to write home and probably get me canceled as if it mattered anymore, because apparently I don't know. Well, I mean, the last couple of videos I put out, I realized were kind of obligation stuff that I said I would do for some people that were Well, one wasn't a paid sponsor. The last one I had to do was paid sponsor. I really do like those mics. So if you do want to get a Hollyland Lark Max, I do highly recommend it. So I really do actually use those microphones. So they're really good. But the other one, I just had to get that out. So I got to come back and do some stuff that is more in my flavor of the channel. And I think the next thing I'm going to do is I want to release those script table reads and we're going to do a vote on those reads. Because I want to get into actually directing something. I know. Crazy, right? What? Oh my gosh. I've been super busy doing like city and school stuff, and now I just took over to a podcast for the city. So I've been doing a lot of just, everyday grunt work kind of stuff. Not so much like narrative filmmaking, which I still love. I still love that stuff. Rio Productions Rose says, I'm slow like the flow of the sand that makes the dunes. Nice. I could taste the spice on that line. Very good. Junebug says, hello. Well, hello, Junebug. How you doing? Rio Productions, why movies with film cost so much in our era once they had to excuse the cost of the film? Good question. So I think somebody was talking about that. Is basically it's people. Like the actual cost of the movie has never been film. Even in the 90s, it was never film. Like the film costs are minuscule. It's really the people involved. And I keep telling this. I mean, I had one client who's not a client now. They weren't a client at that point. They said, my gosh, everything in video production is so expensive. All the gear is so expensive. And I said, no, the gear is not expensive. It's the people that are expensive. And the people are more important than the gear. In fact, you can hire the right people, the gear comes with it a lot of times. But the people are the real expense. If you break down, let's say if you were going to, let's imagine this. Okay, I'm just going to do this. We're going to go, this is going to be an educational experience for you folks. I promise you. You came to Filmmaker IQ, you're going to get some education. Edumacation, as I like to call it. All right, so one of the places I love to go to is Lens Pro to Go. Lens Pro to Go. So I like, of all the places that I like, and they're not sponsoring me. We were talking about having a sponsorship like 5 years ago, but they're not sponsoring now. So it's not a sponsor. The reason why I like Lens Pro to Go is they've got a lot more video stuff. Like borrow lenses and lens rentals are more photography oriented. Lens Pro to Go tends to be more like video production related. All right, so I'm just going to cook up video gear, and I'll put this on the screen as soon as I find what I'm looking for here. And where are you? This is exciting television. I can tell you're just like amazed by how exciting this video is, how this live stream, as John sits down and tries to figure out what it is he's trying to do here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with 1 week. All right. I'm going to put this on screen now. Get ready for some super amazing action. There it goes. So that's my screen. Okay. So here, Lens Pro to Go, we can rent a Red Epic W Helium 8K S35 Brain. Okay, now this doesn't have the lens, but it'll get us started here. So I'm going to rent it from Monday through Friday, and they're going to give me a deal, even though it says let's actually go the whole week. All right, $1,300 for 7 days. Okay, so that works out to about $200 a day. Let's just round it up to $200. So $1,400 a week for $200 a day to rent this camera. Now, obviously, we're going to need a lens and all that, but I'm just starting my point. So $200 to rent a pretty fantastic camera, 8K, pretty high-end camera for $200 a day. How many people can we buy? Can we service? How many people's time can we buy for $200? And the answer is maybe, at least one PA, because a PA will probably make about $125 to $150 a day. Maybe and a background actor, because the background actors are like $120 a day. So you can hardly pay for anybody for the cost of renting the camera. All right. We're not even talking about DP. DP is probably making $500, $600, $700 a day. We're not talking about hair and makeup, which is probably making $200 to $300 a day. We're not talking about any actor. Most actors, if you're a SAG actor, I mean, we're not even talking about famous actors. SAG actor, maybe what, $600 a day? Don't quote me. I don't have the SAG card in front of me. What about a assistant director? What about, like one PA, maybe one or two, like two PAs. Okay, two PAs cost more than it does to rent a camera. One of the highest end cameras you can rent. Two PAs cost more. So you can see how it all builds up really fast, right? Just have 10 people on. If you have a small crew of 17, 18, 20 people, you're paying multiple times what you are to rent a camera. So that's why the costs of movies get bigger and bigger. Now nowadays, obviously, the whole thing about Denis Villeneuve made the movie for relatively inexpensive money because he did plan things properly. I think so much nowadays when you hear about Disney movies that are costing in the $200 million range, a lot have to do with basically screw-ups, or they just didn't plan things. To me, I don't know. I just get the sense when I hear about movies and I watch movies that there isn't a lot of like planning that goes. There's obviously a lot of planning, but it feels like there's a lot of coming back and trying to fix things. Like all the big movie studios like essentially bill in reshoots and just redoing a lot of stuff because they'll test the movie and if it doesn't quite test well, then they'll rewrite it, reshoot it, and that all just adds money to the movie. And I get there is, if you watch the channel Pony Smasher, he's the guy that directed Shazam. He's a great director, and also the little doll movie. I forget the name of it. He talks about how like reshoots are very important because they kind of let you test things out and get a feel for the audience, and then you can tweak things. But I also feel like certain kinds, like the amount of when you have to reshoot something. I mean, just test audiences are like testing and edit's different, right? Testing and edit, you can fix that, you can change things. But having tested an audience and then reshooting stuff, man, it's just I don't know. It takes the art out of movies making. But don't get me wrong, like all great art needs to be tested. Like if you look at Broadway shows have a thing called previews, where they run the show in a city. Like sometimes in the old days, they used to run a show in like Pennsylvania or Philadelphia or Boston or something. They would run a show for like 3 or 4 months in these out of town places and test out just kind of refine the show and get it tight. And then they'll go to Broadway, and that's when they debut on Broadway. So they do have like test audiences as well. So anyhow, that's part of the reason why movies cost so much. Also partly because I think as the industry gets bigger and more and everyone wants to be part of it, so the costs have to go up. There's a whole story I've heard about people that used to shoot in Hollywood. They would carry like stacks of $20 bills in their pocket. And if they would shoot in a neighborhood, what would happen is they'd see the movie trucks show up, and they're starting to shoot a movie, and then all of a sudden, the weed blower comes out, and they start weed blowing their lawn, and then so the producer would walk around with a stack of 20s and say, "Hey, $20, and you do that tomorrow, maybe." We're not shooting, and they're like, "Oh yeah, cool." So that's L.A., that's Hollywood for you. Opinions on Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. How do they do it in such a low budget? You can kind of see some low budgetness to that movie. Watch the movie closely. Really watch it like really closely, right? Harrison Ford, I don't think, was that famous at that time, so he wasn't like commanding a huge salary, right? But there are a lot of things in that movie that are, stages are not that expensive in comparison of things, right? Again, like I was saying about the renting the camera. A stage, like the stage itself is like $1,000 a day, and then you have to build the sets and all that. So there's costs involved, but it's not undoable for a studio like Paramount at the time. And but watch the movie. There's a one single shot in Raiders I watched on the big screen, like last year, or sometime a year ago, and I was just struck by how today we would never see that shot because it looks so sloppy. And it was a shot where Indiana Jones, at the end, he gets on the horse and he starts like riding, trying to save Mary, and he escapes the pit of snakes Or I guess Marion's in there, but he skips the pace. So he's going after the ark. So he starts riding the horse. It's a long, like, tracking shot. And the camera is bouncing around. It's like bouncing around because it's real. It's not on a gimbal. It's not like on a techno crane. And nowadays it would be on a techno crane. It'd be perfectly smooth. And back in those days, it was a real track. And it felt real. And I was like, wow, that's cool. Anyhow, I don't think Indiana Jones was considered a low budget, but it's definitely a doable budget. Look at, I don't know, go watch Godzilla -1. I mean, that movie is a low budget compared to Hollywood standards. I truly agree. Filmmakers now don't even understand the color and how different colors. I think they do. I mean, you see someone like Dune. You see Wes Anderson movies. I mean, they're color graded to death. I think people understand color. That's delicious. All right. For the record, I don't mind watching you promote products. I think those of us here that trust you enough to only involve in products you really believe in. Yeah, basically I've had people give me products to review, and I'll write back like, I don't like this. And they'll say, please don't write a review. I could get fired. I'm like, all right, I don't want you to get fired, but you guys need to work on this thing. And I probably shouldn't tell you what product that was. Probably shouldn't. But I was like, if I do a review on this product, I gotta mention this, and this is a deal breaker for me. I would not use this because it doesn't have this feature. He's like, please, 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 I swear, don't do the review. I might get fired. All right. They never saw that review. I don't think the set looks real. What do you think? For big Hollywood movies or modern movies? Yeah. Well, I think partly because they aren't. Maybe they aren't. But, that's... Sometimes you gotta, accept... I am easy. I'm willing to suspend my belief. I'm a very willing participant to go along play with a movie on this movie's terms. So it doesn't really bother me, but I guess I could see it. All right. Next comment. Can you take 5 random people and persuade them to act? With money, I can. I get the feeling that CGI is a bit more sloppy as time goes by. While the technology is getting better, it seems like many films have stopped attempting to make it look convincing. This is a term that I always, because one of the things I'm trying to fight on this channel, and I'm probably failing miserably, is I'd like to get people a little bit more literate and a little less naive about media, a little less naive about the media space. And I kind of wanted to get on here real quick and talk about it. All right, because talk about this. You guys remember Sora? The last time I was on stream, I talked about Sora and how Sora was freaking everybody out about how good a quality a video can produce. Well, today, I feel like no one's talking about it. I feel like it's yesterday's news because I knew it would happen. I knew it would happen to this stuff. I knew that after everyone got over the whole initial shock about how cool it looks, because it looks pretty good, that it would become boring because that's just the reality. Like, I remember doing Filmmaker IQ blogs, and every time somebody would send me an article, say, hey, I'm making the world's first film on this particular camera. Oh, wow. I'm making the first film using an iPhone. Oh, wow. I'm using the first phone using the Samsung S2. Oh, wow. I'm using the first film made on my Corolla's dash cam. Oh, wow. Like it's a constant, never-ending just treadmill of, oh, wow, this new technology, it will change everything. And then every time, it never changes everything. Thank you. It's a game changer. If I could rule YouTube with an iron fist, I would have every YouTuber that puts the word game changer in their video, unironically, immediately stripped of all their possessions and sent to the gulag, because that would definitely change the game. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Dealer Resource says, I just watched about an hour to watch Dune 2. I find that they could have cut about a quarter of the film by reducing the long dramatic sand scenes. What are your thoughts on needs to be scenes? I don't. I think, like I said earlier, I think it's a very meditative film. So I feel like if you take away some of the meditative qualities of the film, it will lose that sort of that sense of meditation. I think what you might want to experience, I mean, it depends on whether you like the movie or not. If you like the movie, I would say watch it again. Like watch it again, and just and sit with it, because I think some of those movies, like, it took me at least 5 viewings to appreciate 2001: Space Odyssey. Like, the first time I saw it, I didn't like it at all. I didn't get it. Ugh. I kept watching it over, and then the last time I watched it, which has still been a while. It's been like 10 years ago since I last watched it. But I watched it with a different mindset, and I watched it in awe. Like, I just was fully embracing it, even though it is slow as molasses. It's super slow. Anyhow, Rio Production says, I do ban channels that say the game. There is this, because I'm still interested in AI, and I still interact with AI all the time. Okay, I like AI. I don't say I don't like AI, but I can't stand AI bros. Like, seriously. Like, and well, what do I want to say? They're more successful than me. They're getting way more viewers than me. But I want to show you something. Let's see if we can pull this up. There was this one Sora wheat example. There's a Sora video where this woman is in wheat. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Well, I may not be able to find it. I look up Sora, and the first thing I see in Reddit. Can we talk about the danger that Sora is going to? Everyone's all afraid of it. It's like, guys, chill. Now, if you're in the stock photography business, yeah, you're probably. Well, if you're in a stock photography business, you're probably already embracing it and using it as a way to, like, try to sell more stock photography without going out and shooting stuff. But anyhow, I can't find it. But I don't know if you guys have seen this thing. But anyhow, there's a shot where Sora made. Sora is open AI. If you haven't heard about it, it's generative video. It's AI video. And basically she's in a wheat field, and there's wheat in front of her face, and she looks very photorealistic. The shot looks real photorealistic. The problem with it is the wheat keeps coming in and out of focus, but in a real camera, it would just come in and out of focus. It would just drift in and out of focus. But Sora doesn't understand that, because Sora doesn't understand physical space. So in the wheat field, the wheat, like, basically disappears and then reappears, disappears and reappears out of thin air. Because the way generative AI, and this I've heard this from, I think the All In podcast was talking about this too. The guys that really are way more tech minded than I am about that. Oh, see you later, Rigel. Have fun. I forget today's an hour change. He's got to go early, out of context. All right, but the way Sora handles, because Sora and all generative AI is all about probabilistic. What would be the most probable thing to happen next, right? And it doesn't understand what floating in and out of focus means, so it doesn't know how to render it. So it doesn't get it. Now, like I said, the next level of actual, like, the next milestone will be when we take AI and have it generate an actual real physical 3D space, which we can manipulate ourselves, traditional camera methods, and that would be a huge tool, right? If we could do that. Or maybe we could use AI to predict, like, rendering. That'd be interesting. How about that? Like, what if we used AI instead of spending hours and hours and hours rendering an actual CG space? What if we just rendered parts of it and then used AI to guess the other parts? That might be another direction to go. So that makes me optimistic, because again, I think people are worried that people are going to lose their jobs. I mean, you're all going to lose your jobs eventually, but I just think that I just don't think that I think it's more about what we can do with it, and you better learn it because the future is going to include it. All right. There seems to be a thin line between meditative and falling asleep, but I understand what you're saying. Perhaps it grow on me. I love 2001: Space Odyssey. Yeah, I fell asleep during Dune 2. I did a couple times. I tried to stay awake because I wanted to stay awake. I really did like the movie, but I was really tired. Like, I've been really tired. I've been very, very tired. My date was even tireder. More tired. But we were really tired that night. Really tired. So. There we go. Yep, there you go. So Count for Comment says he took out his old DSLR and took a bunch of cat photos. And I could not care. I could not care about AI photos. Mine already look better with minimum effort, and I don't need to do much editing. There you go. See? And the thing, it's like I shoot events and I shoot messages for cities and I shoot the city events and I do that kind of stuff. No AI is going to be able to go out and shoot the council member holding up a giant catfish because they're stocking the lake with giant catfish. It's really cool. They're going to tag one catfish. Like one big catfish, they're going to tag it. And they're having a fishing derby in May. And if you catch that fish, you get $10,000. Pretty cool. Now, it's a big lake. There's a lot of fish in that lake. So, aliens, AI, and slave owners took our jobs. There you go. Translators are already being replaced with AI. Well, you know, I think there's probably a place for real translators because I don't think AI quite may not understand all the lingo, but the translators can find something else to do. I mean, there's probably a lot more to do. Somebody's got to check those translations. What does the fish get? The fish, I think they probably have to throw it back, so it might give another chance to live. My cat image curry memories, so it is a memory stick. All right. Somewhere is a very nice little pun in there. If you want to get into filmmaking, you should make an Amityville movie because you know that there are 57 Amityville movies and make a good one. What was it that I think Red Letter Media did this when they went down the rabbit hole of like Tubi and those things? Like if you go on Tubi, all the movies that are on Tubi, there's like literally 57 Amityville horror movies, but they're all like terrible. All right. There you go. The Rocket Boy X says the fish gets a fresh pat of butter and some nice little rosemary. A nice little spa and a spa and a nice hot tub of butter and butter and sage and a little bit of salt. I'm trying to eat less salt. That's another thing I've been trying to do. I'm trying to lose weight. I've been successful, although last week I have gained a few pounds. I shot down like about 14 pounds. And then this week I'm up about 2 or 3 pounds. I think that's just because I've eaten food and I have not let it go yet. So I've got to like wait for the food to get through my cycle, and I'll probably head back down. This morning I went for a swim, which is good. And I've been trying to put more exercise in my regiment, trying to get healthier. And that's why you think I'm looking so dashing today. Well, there's many reasons, but that is one of the reasons. I am so dashingly beautiful today. Ooh. Anyhow. No pun intended, but a cat that is familiar has more connections than any image of a cat. Very good. That's deep. Yes, there are. Yes, they are. There's even one Amityville movie about a possessed toilet. Yeah, there you go. All right. Will we retain a coherent culture, or will AI create personalized movies in the same way social media curated and personalized? That's good. I don't think AI will ever create personalized movies because I don't think we want that. I think deep down we do not want curate personalized movies. I think we want to be told stories. We don't want to tell the AI to make us a story. So I hate that thing that, oh, one day you're just going to go tell Netflix what you want to see and then it's going to do something. No, I don't think that. I think there will always be storytellers. I think people will always gravitate towards storytellers. I just don't. I don't see how anybody would be interested in AI. I mean, they're already not interested in humans telling you stories. I don't think AI is going to be any better than that because AI is aping humans. I think. I mean, there's like last time I was on, I was saying, how come you guys aren't excited to see Madame Web? My whole point, I think people misunderstand that. Some people misunderstand what I was trying to say with that. What I'm trying to say is, Madame Web looks like a real movie. Looks like a legitimately real movie, and yet people don't care about it. Well, this AI looks like a genuinely good, realistic movie, but now you're excited about it. When no, it's gonna happen to same thing's gonna happen to Madame Web. You're all gonna just despise it. Hey, Matthias, you're back. I haven't seen you in a while. Translators exist, but they are being brought more and more to proofread the translation done by Deep L, for example, rather than starting this from scratch. Some will find with it, others feel insulted. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I guess, for a translator, it might just be less work, but then they get paid less. So yeah. Imagine if somebody actually made a good animated horror film out there right now. So I think that could be a good answer. Well, the thing is, there's so much stuff out there. That's the bigger problem, I think, is that there's so much content that to sift through all of it is really, really hard. Just trying to figure it out. It's tricky. Hey, the day I stream again, I'm outside the house, might pop in and out. I just want to try my new prime lens with my old DSLR. Good for you. Good for you. I'm glad you're out there. Take some photos. Good job. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I mean it. Good for you, account. I hate the AI topic and all sensationalism. I want never to talk about it ever again. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna share this with you. This guy's probably watching. It's so weird. I'm debating whether I should tell you this, but I think I'm just going to share it. I get some people that follow me. I got this one guy that can't seem to let go of the idea of progressive scanning in television and video. And he's like, we need to shoot, sir, we need to shoot more than 24 frames a second because we have to capture all the expressions because it doesn't look real. It's not real. It's not real. You said motion picture's not real. But does that mean we have to capture things faster because it's not real? And I indulged him for weeks trying to explain the progressive scanning, interlace scanning, and like look in the mirror and try to do an expression that's faster than 0.043 of a second. It can't be done, really. Okay. For weeks and weeks and weeks, I indulged his questions that kept a level of insanity, that obsession over scales of time that you can't comprehend. Like 1/24th of a second is 0.043 seconds. Like it is a small bit of time. And I'm not saying that that's got to be the lower limit of time. Even 60th of a second, I don't know, what were we talking about? 0.15 of a second, right? But it kept going on and on and on. And then he would have multiple accounts, and he would contact me through multiple accounts, asking the same question in the same, I could tell it was him because it was usually in the same English that he used, and drove me. I'm like, am I being catfished here? Is someone trying to drive me crazy? Is this guy really? Is this for real? So I started blocking it every time I could. I feel bad in a way because I was trying to help, but this guy is nuts. Like, dude, just get a camera and shoot something. Just shoot something. So yeah, Matthews, I feel you about topics and being so done with them and talk. Not that I'll still talk about 24 frames a second, but I don't need to explain like Like every image you see is progressively scanned. Even your phone isn't a global scan. Like technology doesn't work that way. I've discovered that from the guy at Blurbusters. All technology is scanning technology. There's no such thing. It might be, but most consumer electronics they scan from top to bottom, or maybe this way. I'm not sure which way it goes on a phone, but that's because that's the way we write digital data. You can't send the data all at once. Every line at once. You send it one line at a time, and then draws it one line at a time, just real fast. But like he was like, but doesn't that mean it's not real? Like, no, it's not real. Stop looking at screens and thinking they're real stuff. Sorry. All right, I do have to watch my blood pressure, so that's maybe keep the YouTube comments down. All right. There'll be many people wanting to create, and people wanting to connect with other people, their unique passions, and it's human necessity. Another thing I really do, I do this in my class. If you don't know, I teach one class of introduction to video. Although in the fall, I'll be teaching the cinematography class. But one of the things I want to do, because I do work with younger people, and this is coming right out of the pandemic, so a lot of these students were in the high school during the pandemic. So their kind of formative years of high school were destroyed by the sense of having to be apart. And frankly, I'm not far enough away from it to say most of it was pure bullshit reasons. Really were. Especially the school stuff. School stuff, we had pediatrics saying, no, it's okay, they're fine. And they still shut down schools. Anyhow, not to get off that soapbox. So I'm seeing a lot, and these students they're junior college students, so a lot of them they're not headed toward universities level, so they're more, they're not the top end students either. And I get a lot of adults in there too. So I get some adults and some students. And one thing I'm trying to do is try to instill some sense of social skills in the students. And I got to the point in my class now, the first part of the class is all editing. The first part of the class is just learning how to use Premiere. And then the middle part, I want them to kind of explore and hang out with each other and talk to each other and be friends with each other. Because, filmmakers are about getting friends and a collaborative effort. You want people to get to talk to each other and deal with each other. And this semester, I feel like my most successful because they're starting to form friendships. It's good. It's good this semester. So that's my whole thing. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I just want to see Madame Web for Sydney Sweeney. There are better movies if you want to see some Sydney Sweeney than Madame Web. Madame Web. Avatar 2 is available in HFR. There you go. It's on Disney Plus if you have Apple Vision Pro. There you go. I know people are excited about. I cannot get excited about the Apple Vision at all. I'm sorry. I wear these on my face for necessity. Okay, I have to wear these on my face. I couldn't imagine wearing this on my face. I just can't. And I have VR. And 20 minutes with that stuff on, and I'm already over it. Let's see. CIA has put a strobe light in front of my face. Well, it's called television. I'm excited about AI generated video. I think it's going to make some great content that I'll enjoy watching. Don't care who made it as long as it's good. Yeah, there you go. I think, it's as long as it's good is really what matters, right? If it can make what's good. I think the problem is I don't think AI can make what's good. I think the people need to make what's good, and they can use AI to help them. I'm cool with that. And that has led us to TikTok shouts. I hate TikTok. I refuse to install that stuff on my phone. I don't want the Chinese spying on me. Yeah, I am that good. I am going to say it. I don't trust the Chinese because I'm from Taiwan. No, the TikTok, I legitimately hate TikTok. I legitimately hate I generally hate YouTube shorts and reels and stuff like that because, I don't know, I'm old. I'm so old. Like I should be sent to Michael York and should just take me out to the Logan's Run and just put me out there in the thing. I'm so old, man, that like I don't feel like I'm connecting with the person on a short. I just hate it. It just feels so vapid. Like, at least a Facebook photo or something like that. I can see a photo and I can enjoy it. I can comment on it. I can have a conversation. I can like it. I can kind of show my support for it. I feel like maybe I'm old school social media, but a short just is like, here's something, bye, and it's gone. And I just don't like it. And I follow some people on shorts. I follow the guys I like to watch. I love Veritasium right now. Veritasium to me is like such a well-produced channel. I just love that channel. And he'll put a short up there and it'll be interesting, but then it'll be over. And I'm like, I wanted more. I wanted content. I wanted something to put my teeth into. Or Stephen Mould. I like Stephen Mould a lot too. I like his hands-on approach to making stuff. But he does these shorts and I watch him and I'm like, that's cool, but it's over. And I don't feel like I've connected with his idea, the concept that he was talking about. So that's why I don't like that stuff. I don't know. Get off my lawn! Stupid kids. All right. I won't watch that movie, never did the other two, but I still love sci-fi. Don't care for Vinny Villeneuve, his French Canadian too. You don't think I like desert. That's probably why. Don't go to Las Vegas then. Las Vegas is cool, but outside Las Vegas is dirt and sand. Hey there, Bruin Flight. How you doing? UCLA. Dun 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 dun. I think that was also the UCR fight song. So that's why I know it. I saw the guy who said he loved Gemini and HFR exactly because it looks like he's seeing the actors in their micro expressions. If they weren't in front of him, he loves the feeling of the stage play. Best inspiration for art is real life itself. There you go. I mean, some people have bad taste. What do you want? Some people like to put ketchup on their steaks, so whatever. The only chance that VR has a chance, only way VR has a chance of becoming mainstream is it becomes convenient and small glasses, but that's a lot harder than it sounds. Yeah, my girlfriend thinks it's about 5 years. I don't know about that, but I gotta go with what the girl says. Shorts are like a massage, not the whole preach directions. I don't think they're massage. They're more like a tease is what they are to me. I don't want to be teased. My gem is flashing as well. Well, these comments are even getting better and saucier every day. When I research the lens I may want to buy, the YouTube algo bombard me with camera channels and over usual advert like stuff and the content. If the content's not bad, I hated it. How do you feel about them? I hate most camera channels. Unless they personally recommend me, then I love them. I think they're awesome. There's one channel that name dropped me, and I think, man, they're the greatest channel ever. Such a great channel, the greatest. Such a great channel. Everyone asked me what's the best channel. I said that channel right there because they mentioned me. It's a great channel, great channel. But yeah, most YouTubers. Oh, how am I going to say it doesn't sound completely, utterly... A lot of YouTubers, not most, a lot of YouTubers that are more middling are clout chasers. And they just put out content because it's popular. A lot of fresh people that are starting out are also feel to me like they are just chasing clout and chasing what's popular. So they just, they're just kind of, doing their thing. See, Gerald Undone mentioned me. That's why Gerald Undone is a good channel. You should listen to Gerald Undone. He's crazy. So if they mentioned me, I love them. Mwah! Beautiful channel. But it wasn't Gerald that I was thinking of somebody else. I was thinking of somebody that did an anamorphic lens review. And he mentioned me. And he said, like, hey, that guy, like, actually the best explanation of anamorphic lenses. I'm like, yes, I love your channel now. But it wasn't Gerald Undone. Although Gerald's a good guy. I never met him, but it seems like he cares. He gets a little opinionated. I don't agree with his stance on canon, but that's allowed to do that. But my point was, I feel like a lot of YouTubers do feel like they're just chasing clout. They see what's successful and they copy that. And copy. And it's the original people that are fascinating. Like I love Veritasium. I feel with Veritasium, I just get a meal when I watch the videos. I like not Smarter Every Day. I like Smarter Every Day. Okay, but what's the other one? The Alabaman guy. He something every day. Maybe it is Smarter Every Day. Yeah, I think it's Smarter Every Day then. Yeah, I love that guy. His videos are like, he's such a friendly guy, and you're like, oh, here's like a good old Southern boy, and he's like, yeah, and I work for NASA. I'm like, holy moly. Like his video on carburetors, I thought was brilliant. It was like a see-through carburetor. He's explained. I still don't remember what it was about, but I was like, wow, that was a perfect explanation. So I love that guy. Obviously I love Captain Disillusion because he's awesome. And he put me in his video, which makes him even more awesomer. And I liked him before. I think I'm a patron of his. Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, when you do Google stuff, like I started looking into a lot more in AI, and I got all these AI bros. Oh my gosh, dude. The AI bros are just, they're of some value if you don't know anything about the industry. If you don't understand anything about AI, the AI bros can kind of be like the guide to like, hey, this is what's happening. This is what's cool. Check this out. But some of these guys, I hate it. I hate when they say we're only a few months away from it being cinema ready or screen ready. Like, no, we're not. We're not even like, take those Sora videos and stop looking at them on your phone. That's you hide so many sins by watching this crap on your phone. Like, so much of it reveals how crappy AI video is when you blow it up on a full screen. What Captain Disillusion video was I wasn't in it, but I was. He used my logo. It was the Shutter Speed one, I believe. The last one, maybe I don't know if he only does like one a month or so, but like the last one he did, it's on my community notes. How's it going, Francois? I will never forget. I got called out for saying Francois Truffaut, even though I've heard in my head, I don't know where, someone explained. I heard somebody say Francois, and that sounds very French way of saying Francois. Francois. Oh, Francois. No, John, it's Francois, you dummy. Oh, you watched my video in your film class. There you go. One of the best classes I've taken in college. Well, there you go. Your teacher obviously had good taste if he included. See, that's how you get on my good side. Just use my videos. Just drop my name. And that's how I will appreciate that your professor probably is one of the best professors on your university. Maybe not, if not the best. Because he has impeccable taste to know, oh yeah, filmmaker IQ, I should put that in my syllabus. Yeah. Great video. I still want to see. So, yeah. All right. I've said it before. I've been dating this girl. I don't like to go too much detail about my personal life. But she's a smart cookie, and we plan to do library dates. I'm blushing. All right, we're going to do library dates, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing during my library date, is I'm going to be writing the histories, because I know a lot of people are saying you guys want to see history videos. You want to see those studio videos, but they're very hard to write. They're very, very hard to write. And I even thought about using ChatGPT to kind of help me write them. Not ready yet. And also I don't feel like ChatGPT has my sense of humor. And I could try to train it, but it never could handle it, right? So I want to do. I have it on my. It's on my radar. United Artist. United Artist is a very important one because it's a story that's going to be unlike the two I've already done, or three I've already done. But yeah, So the library date will probably be research because I've got 2 books on United Artists already, and I want to do that. LOL effectivement. There you go. All right. I'm happy for you, man. Oh yeah, that sounds like it's. We did it once, and I was doing my comic book while she was doing some. I love this. She was doing sound design for a play, and so I would just be drawing my thing, and every occasion I hear, bah! And it kind of scared me once in a while too. Like, oh, what the heck are you trying to? So I need a sound for a slaughtering of a lamb. Bah! Then we tried putting a lamb with a pig squeal together, and we just realized that this is going to be traumatic for people to hear the sound of a lamb being slaughtered, sounding like a lamb with a I can't do a pig squeal. Sorry, I'm not that fat. Leave me alone. We're like, no, we cannot do that. I just can't wait to the history of RKO, but you should wait until I buy them. Ooh, there you go. You're going to buy RKO? Nice. The reason why United Artists is so important is because I talked about Paramount and Fox. Paramount was really important because Paramount was like the king of the studio system. So I have a strategy. There is kind of a larger game plan in this exploration into the history of studios. It's just, they take so much work, and then for some reason they just don't do well on YouTube. So, I can talk about frame rate, get 50,000 views like a shot in the arm, but the studio videos take like longer time to get there. They're very slow burners. But anyhow, Paramount is important because it was the name studio in the Paramount Accords, the Paramount antitrust lawsuit, right? That's why I picked Paramount first, because it symbolizes the switch over from the old style Hollywood to modern Hollywood. 20th Century Fox, I just did because I knew somebody at Fox. I've known like 4 people that worked at Fox. I've had an amazing opportunity to go to Fox many times, probably about 6 or 7 times, and actually walk around the studio without escort. And last time I actually did get to go inside the sets and see some stuff at Fox, at 20th Century Fox, back before Disney bought them. This is right before Disney bought them, and so I kind of felt like I owed that person to make Fox, because then Fox is kind of a special place to me as well. So the next one I want to do is United Artists, because United Artists is the one that kind of bucks the trend. United Artists is outside of the major studios during the big studio era. But it also, what happened was these 2 financiers approached Mary Pickford in the 50s and said, give us control of the studio, and if we don't grow it, we will give it back to you. And they grew it. Like, they blew it out of the water by basically turning, and this is my initial understanding without digging yet into the details, but this is where my thesis is, where I want to explore it, is that these financiers figured out that Hollywood doesn't have to be a studio. Hollywood just has to be a money machine. Hollywood is a bank. Hollywood is a credit source to pay filmmakers to make films and then retain the rights for distribution. That's the power of Hollywood, not the studios, not the sets, not the craftspeople. Because a film can be made anywhere. It doesn't have to be made in a studio. And that's what happened that's what United Artists eventually became. And United Artists became the home of people like Woody Allen. It became the home of James Bond. So it became many of these things, and I wanted to try and trace that history, and then obviously it gets folded into MGM and all that stuff, so I got to figure that out too. I can't do a pig squeal. I will not be considered for the Deliverance remake anymore. Well, some things I just have to accept that are not in my cards. What about the history of Warner's? So that's the progression I wanted to do was Paramount, which represents studios, Fox, which also represents studios in a sense, but I wanted to take a step to UA, and UA represents kind of the changing of the history, the way films are produced. Because after the 40s at the Paramount Accords, this is what's happening to the movie system. Is it's no longer a big factory filmmaking. And think about. I don't know how many people are on here. Oh, hey, there's Bullet Science. How you doing, buddy? Yeah. So think about how. I don't know if you how many people are here are actual like working filmmakers, or you're just fans of filmmakers. But to think about working for a studio, like I love the guy named Wong. What's his name? Wong, cinematographer. I gotta find his name because photographer James Wong Howell. I love this guy because he's Chinese. He's Asian, and he was working in Hollywood. He's one of the most famous Hollywood cinematographers of the golden era. And actually, I think he was married to a white girl, and that was considered like taboo or even flat out illegal at the time. But here's his day. Here's his week. He would shoot a film and then wrap on Friday, take the weekend off, come back Monday, and be assigned to another film and shoot that film. So he was always working. And it wasn't like he had to prep stuff. He just had to like get on this film and just do it. Because it was a factory. It just churned out movies. And in many ways, that's kind of why a lot of those films in the 40s and the golden era kind of looked the same. Especially the black and whites, the lower budget movies all kind of looked the same. But anyhow, just think about that. Like, think about that world where you just, all you did every week, in and out, like you're going to the factory to shoot your movie. And then next week, you're just on another movie. That changed after 1948. That was dead and gone. Now you have to launch a project, and you have to be attached to a project. You have to work on a project for a long time. Then you release it. Then you got to find another project. So that's kind of where I'm going with the UA thing, is that's the way the modern system works. There's no factory anymore. So anyhow, that's my thoughts. That's why UA is next. There's a larger game at play. I'm not just picking rando studios. There is a purpose in the direction where my mind's going to go. After UA, I don't know, maybe MGM. Maybe come back and do MGM, because MGM is just like the granddaddy of all studios. It wasn't named in the Paramount Accords, but it's like the one. It's the fascinating thing about MGM. I'm talking about the 70s, 80s. A guy named Kerkorian. Is it Greg Kerkorian? I'm not sure. Let me look it up. Kerkorian. I just know that name because when I worked at this one real estate agency, they just developed the real estate developer. They developed a shopping center and they put a Kerkorian theater. And like, oh, that's a funny name for a theater, Kerkorian. Then I realized that was the guy that owned MGM for a time being. And the funny thing about Kerkorian, let's see, Kerkorian investor. Let's see. Not Jason Kerkorian. That's not him. Kerkorian, owner of MGM. Probably chat's already saying it. Kerkorian. Oh, it's not even spelled the same way. Kerkorian. Look this guy up. This guy bought and sold MGM 3 times. He literally bought and purchased MGM 3 times. First time in 1969. He bought and sold MGM 3 times and made money every single time he did it. Oh my gosh. Talk about a billionaire. That's just a fascinating guy. Anyhow. Armenian too. Good for him. So there you go. All right, let's go back to your chats. Kerkorian, thank you. Yep. Friedrich and Myers Curtis. Yeah, they're a good guy. Michael Curtis. Directed over 100 films in Hollywood. He was Warner's most reliable director. He did it all. Most notable film, Casablanca. Yeah, Adventures of Robin Hood. Spielberg loves him. And can you imagine that? He would just go from movie to movie. It wasn't like a project to project. He didn't have like time to sit and think about maybe he did, but like maybe the B movies probably just worked every single week. Just boom, 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 boom. Make another one. Make another one. Ah, there you go. That was delicious. I had an idea to try to do something similar to your production studio videos on the Rank organization, the biggest golden age studio in the UK. Cool. Once I do get finished with all the American studios, I was going to try to break out and do like international studios. I never heard of Rank before, but I would do like Toho would be kind of fun. Let MGM free from Disney. See, Disney is the one that I don't want to touch because there already is so much about Disney out there. But I don't think there's a single other video about William Fox out there. I don't think William Fox gets any kind of love. Oh, you saw Kung Fu Panda 4. Now I'm here for the hangout. I have not seen any Kung Fu Panda movie at all. So, yeah, I would. I'm missing out. So I would feel lost. I made the mistake of trying to watch Harry Potter, the last one, without having seen the first part of the part tour, and I was just like, I don't care. I just don't care. Well, I've heard stories about how the Harry Potter actor, what's his name, Daniel Radcliffe, was like drunk at most of the scenes, and I kind of watched him like he does seem like he just doesn't care about the movie, but I could be wrong. American International, yeah, those. So you get to those smaller studios. I mean, that's going to be a ways out. Because obviously, I want to do like MGM, probably Warner Brothers would be 2 back to back. But maybe we could jump around and do another one that's. I just like corporate history stuff like that. Electric Boogaloo is a great documentary on the Canon Films production company. Yeah, I was watching. I've watched a couple Canon films. Watched the one with the twins, the twin like gym bros that like are in this weird like sword and sandals fantasy. Jack Black is doing that character. Are you talking about Kung Fu Panda? I'm getting lost in the comments here. And now Fox is just news network that can't make movies. If only somebody in the William Fox family could buy them. It's kind of funny, right? Because like Fox had nothing. William Fox had nothing to do with starting that channel. It's just so weird. Like, or not, and I'm not talking about Fox News. I'm talking about Fox Broadcasting. Like William Fox had nothing to do with starting that channel. It was all, what's his face? It was all Rupert Murdoch. But there's also that one guy from Paramount, I forget his name. But because he always wanted that studio, he always wanted to have a fourth network compared to rival NBC, CBS. He came from what's the name of that guy? They call him he apparently is. They're all. I mean, when you get to the level, they're probably all just massive jerks. Dillettes, I don't remember. But anyhow, yeah. So if William Fox has nothing to do with Fox, like his legacy is the movie company, and the movie company gets folded into Disney and then called 20th Century, and then Fox Broadcasting is nothing to do with Fox, but Murdoch liked the name and kept it. So, sorry. John Ford said that one of the greatest trappings of young filmmakers is doing a film that is hugely acclaimed and then trying to top it with the next film being a grander masterpiece and then failing horribly. Damien Chazelle. I make fun of Damien Chazelle because he literally is me, but the polar opposite of me. But that's probably very wise words, actually. Probably very, very wise. How about Motown's attempt at making movies? I have no Motown. I should do one on Tyler Perry. How about that? Tyler Perry. Oh, Orion. Orion would be fun. Like, I wanted to also get like Touchstone, Orion. Those could be shorter because they're not that old. Columbia. We never talked about Columbia becoming Sony because many people don't realize that Sony is a Columbia, the same company. That might be a fun one too. You said Kate Malia did a song about UA's Mary Pickford. I don't know who Katie Malia is. I don't even know who that is. This is the second time you put that, so I read it. So I want to read it because you felt important enough to mention it again. All right, what else? I wish YouTube had the sense to care about high quality content over whatever mind rot gets the most views. Well, the thing is though, like you have no way to judge what is mind rot and what isn't mind rot. That's a problem, right? Like um, give you an example, like high calorie, like that's a good, like Coke, which I'm not. I mean, I don't hate Coke, but Coke outsells herbal tea. Doesn't mean Coke is better for you than herbal tea, but it just outsells it. Well, there's no way. The thing is, there's no way to judge on YouTube what is good content and what is bad content, other than some metrics. They try to figure out metrics like what is the watch time, what is the engagement like, and all that stuff. So they try to gauge that part. And I was watching a YouTube creator channel video. They talk about they don't punish people for videos. They claim they don't punish people for videos. I feel like the last two videos I put out were very low view, but I expected them because they're very tiny niche topics. And I did have to do them, obligations. And hey, part of my rent was paid by one of them, so that's good. But obviously, if I put out a video about frame rate tomorrow, that might just do gangbusters. Now, do I need to continue talking about frame rate? Probably not. Will I? Eventually I will. I won't get around to doing it again. But I mean, it is. It is. Yeah, Touchstone would be part of Disney, but I was going to do Touchstone outside of Disney. Yeah, they closed it in 2000. Yeah, but like, where did it come from? I'm curious. Where did Touchstone start? Who started it? What movies did it make? When was it acquired by Disney? Was it, or what did Disney start it themselves because they wanted to have a arm outside of that? Could be its own little story. It doesn't have to be big Disney, because the big Disney story is huge. There's so much already out there. Like my girlfriend's a huge Disney nut, so like she knows. She knows all the stuff where Walt sat. There's actually a cool thing in I want to go to in L.A. in Griffith Park. There one Sunday a month, the third Sunday, they actually have Walt Disney's old barn. Like his old barn that he used to build his railroads out of, called the Carrollwood Railroad Company. And I've always wanted to check this out. I just found out about it, so I wanted to check this out. Take her to the. It'd be cool. Like so Disney has so much lore already about it, so much that I don't feel like I could make much of a dent in that. Coca-Cola is bad, really bad. You can do worse things and not be that bad. I don't know about that. I mean, Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola. Now, if you put Coca-Cola and rum together, it's even more bad or good. Wink, wink. I mean, a little bit of Coca-Cola is fine. Just don't drink a 2-liter bottle by yourself, like in one sitting. That's probably not a good idea. But if you have a glass, okay, it's all right. Yeah, Touchstone. Disney started it. Yeah, so I could just do a Touchstone, like a short, just about Touchstone, a shorter, 26-minute video. A short video ends up a few minutes later, and it's like 19 minutes long. Have you already covered what the minimum possible aperture for human eye would be for camera lens? No, I don't think so. But the math wouldn't be too hard to figure out because we kind of know what the focal length of the human eye is. And you just like shine a really bright light in your eye, and you measure the entrance pupil, and there's your aperture. I don't know what the tiniest one is. I mean, I don't know how small your eye pupil can get. Probably not that small, I imagine. The kind of shorts I like is generally stuff like manatee nose smush with honk sound effect. My day is way better having read that out loud. All right. I do have on I have on my save later. I was going to watch a Creator Insider. Creator Insider is YouTube's like channel for giving advice on how to be a more successful YouTuber. There's a 48-minute interview with the guy that makes Mr. Beast's thumbnails. Which I'm going to be honest, I don't like Mr. Beast. I just don't like it. I can't watch it. It's hard for me to watch it. I love Mark Rober. Like his stuff is cute and geared toward younger kids, but also has the adult flavor in it to it. Like, and Mark Rober to me is fun. Although I feel like I don't want to say anything about it, but like I feel like Mark Rober is a little, I don't know. He hangs out with a lot of kids. Not saying anything. I'm just saying, is he married? I don't know. He's probably keeping his private life, but it's like he's trying to keep his private life private. Yeah, he has all his like nephews on it. It's like it's not. I don't know. Probably has his own kids. I imagine. Where's his kids? He just wants his kids on the video, but he wants his brother's kids on. I don't know. Never mind. I don't want to go there. I like his videos. All right. Marceline is where from Disney is from, just like a couple hours away from me. Oh, very cool. That's cool. I think I mentioned the equivalent. I don't think the human eye's focal length is 50 millimeter. I think you're talking about the normal lens, which is different than the eye's focal length. What is the focal length of the eye? I'm just going to Google it real quick. Eye focal length. I want to say it's closer to like 25. So Backcountry Journeys says focal length of 17 to 24 millimeter with a maximum diameter of 8 millimeters. Using these numbers, we can calculate the high has f-stop of f2.1 to f3.8. Really? Or that's the maximum diameter. Yeah. So Wikipedia has it as about the eye's nominal is approximately 17 millimeter, but varies with accommodation. So let's ask ourselves, what is the maximum? I know this is like exciting television right here. Oh my gosh, it's already 5 o'clock. Max f-stop. Let's see. This says varies from 2 millimeters to 6 millimeters. You can say the f-stop varies from 3.8 to about f11. And this is coming from Quora. So somebody on Quora was saying that. So, I mean, that sounds about right. There you go. The eye of the tiger. Katy Perry. I know, you want me to sing the other song. You want me to sing the other rock song. But no, I'm thinking about Katy Perry. And her eye of the tiger, her hear me roar, oh. It's called the Millennial Yelp. Just got here, Helium. Too long didn't read. Dune 2 is awesome. Denis is my favorite film. I don't know if Denis is my favorite filmmaker, but I do like him a lot. That's right. I remember him talking about that. Mark Rober is married, has one autistic kid. That's right. I remember him saying that. He works for Boy Scouts. He's just too cool. He puts all us men to shame. I'm just jealous. I repent. Do eyes have smaller eyes in them? Yes. It's eyes all the way down. All the way down. Smart Everyday did a great Kodak. Yeah, they did. Yeah, he did. It was good stuff. Good stuff. I also really like that. There's a channel called what's the name of that channel? Defunct Land. Yeah, Defunct Land. So next Sunday I think we're planning on going to Disneyland. I have not been to Disneyland in like 10 years. And I'm trying to tell the girl, I was like, it's not that I don't want to go to Disneyland. It's that when you're single and you're a guy, going to Disneyland puts you on a special list. Right? You just show up there, hi. One for Disneyland, please. You know, it just doesn't work. But as a kid, I used to go all the time. I used to go with my band, the band that was a community band. Once a year, they'd go to Disneyland and do a performance, and we'd all get free tickets. So I loved it. And there's a channel out there called Defunct Land, and Defunct Land is all about old Disney attractions, not just Disney, but like all theme parks. And so they would cover history of, and part of like the whole studios was kind of inspired by that channel, Defunct Land, because it was so in depth about studio history, like not studio, but theme park history and all that stuff. So, oh yeah, by the way, I did buy myself some Fuji 400 film, 35 millimeter. I was going to take to Disneyland and take some photos in Disneyland because why not, right? I got to, got to take some photos, got to take some film photos. So I would totally be down to. So I got Fuji 400 because I was like, well, the Portra I used before, I liked it, but I just wanted to, let's try something different. Like I didn't want to shoot black and white. I wanted, because it's Disneyland, you got to shoot color. So I wanted to shoot color. I didn't want to shoot Portra. I don't know about Kodak Max. I don't know, just something about it. I wanted to try something different. So, and I didn't want to put the expense of shooting positive film. So I was like, well, let's just try this Fuji 400. Let's see what that feels like. And yeah. I have 4,000 times more subscribers than you. Don't worry about it because most of the subscribers don't actually show up to my live streams or watch the videos I produce. It's weird. I mean, subscribers don't really mean anything anymore. I mean, it's cool that I have 400,000, but it doesn't really mean a whole lot more. I'm probably hit 500,000 by the end of the year, and last month I made $200. So there you go, figure. But then again, I haven't put that many videos out. I made $5 on Super Chat today, thanks to you, Rise and Shout. So that's like a good chunk of my income this month. All right. One real quick question answer here. With the recent resurgence of film cameras, do you think there's market for more amateurs to get involved with 8mm, 16mm, and bring them back, or will they just stay niche? It'll just stay niche. Don't fool yourself. This is what people reach for when they shoot stuff. It's only the people like me that are venturous and want to experiment with film that are shooting film. I mean, there's always going to be people to do it. So it's always going to be niche, but your average user is using this. And you know what? I've shot in some good photos with this thing. Some really impressive photos. Rise and Shout says, quick question about trademarks. Disney has stated that you started using Steamboat Willie as a trademark by playing short 5-second clip. Would that be outsiders using Steamboat as their... Yeah, this is a legitimate good question. Not to say that none of your other questions are legitimately good. This one's really important. You can't use Steamboat Willie. You guys, I was part of that 48-hour film competition. One team decided to use Steamboat Willie as their logo. You can't do that, guys. You cannot use Steamboat Willie. There's a very limited way you can use Steamboat Willie. Is if you have a movie and your character is watching Steamboat Willie, cool. If you're in your movie, if your killer is stalking someone while Steamboat Willie plays on the movie screen, cool. You can do all that. But you can't put Steamboat Willie on a t-shirt. You can't put Steamboat Willie on your packaging. You can't sell anything with You can't use Steamboat Willie for your logo. Absolutely not. Because Steamboat Willie is Disney trademark, and trademarks never die. Trademarks are used forever, ever, and ever, and ever. And they're like, well, that's not... No, because trademark is not about expression. Trademark is about protecting commerce and protecting consumers. Here's an example. I mean, there was an example that happened many, 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 many years ago when this daycare painted Disney characters on their mural, and I don't know if it's outside or inside. They had a mural of all these Disney characters. And so Disney sued the daycare saying, you cannot have that. You cannot use our characters on your... It's not a copyright question, it's a trademark question. Why? Because Disney has no control over what happens at that daycare. Disney is not responsible. Let's say a pedophile worked at that... can I even say that online? Okay, let's say a sexual predator worked at that daycare. Okay? How would Disney know? They couldn't fire them. What if that was a child trafficking daycare? Right? Then now, every time it's on the news, you say, another child brutally murdered in front, and they'll be in front of the Disney characters, and the Disney's like, dude, we didn't sign up for that. We didn't agree to have our images, our name, our business be represented by this company. Like, we didn't make a deal with them, right? That's a trademark issue. So it's not about copyright protection. It's about trademark. It's about confusing the consumer as to the origin of the product. So if I see a black and white Mickey Mouse on a product, most people in this world are going to assume that Mickey Mouse is a Disney product now. So if you put Disney stuff on your marketing, you're asking for trouble. You're asking for Disney to come down and say, nope, people are going to buy your horror movie, Amityville horror movie with Disney. Grandma's going to buy Amityville Horror, The Curse of the Forbidden Toilet, but it has Steamboat Willie on it. Grandma's like, oh, my kids will love this. This has got an old Mickey Mouse, but he's on black and white. I'm going to buy this for my kids. Like, no, you basically destroyed the free market by doing that. You messed up the free market. So that's why free market requires us to have truthful communication. Truthful communication means that there's truth in advertising. So if you use a product like Steamboat Willie, which is, you can't deny that Steamboat Willie is associated with Disney. If you see Mickey Mouse, even in the form of Steamboat Willie, he's part of Disney, right? That's the truth in advertising. That's why you can't use that. Now, if you want to use it in your movie as a plot point, go for it, because it's public domain now. But that's such a limited use now. Anyhow. When do you think filmmakers could get by it professional using devices that mainstream customers can just buy? Did I miss something here? Oh, maybe you're talking about like cameras. Most of my daily camera today is point and shoot. Other than the few limitations in controlling shutter speed, it works 80% what I need. Autofocus video camera is fine for most vloggers. When do you think filmmakers can get by it professional using devices mainstream customers can just buy? They can do it now. There's so much that you can do, like nowadays, with anything. Mickey is part of South Park, but no, Mickey Mouse is not part of South Park. He's a character in South Park. That's a copyright. That's, and on top of that, South Park used it as parody, so that's allowed. But you'll never buy a South Park. You'll never buy a South Park like T-shirt with Mickey Mouse on it. You never buy a South Park DVD box set with Mickey Mouse on it on the cover. Like that's so. Remember, trademark is commercial speech, so it's not like narrative speech. Oh, you're joking. I never know. Oh, so what did you think of that certain exposure? What do you think of that video? Was it worth watching? Was it worth spending 40 minutes on, or is it like? Everything has to go, or every video has to go like, this changes everything. AI, this is a game changer. The thing about the pedophiles feels like a stretch. It's not. Like, it's legitimately not. Like, Screen Sage. Let's say, well, it's actually funny. You have the Hollywood sign in your bio. That's a trademark violation. Was that Hollywood sign? I can't tell. It's not a stretch though. It's legit, because what happens if anything that happens in that preschool? Because remember, back in the day, Disney used to care about their image to families. Nowadays, I don't know about that, but back in the day, you would trust your kids with Disney products. You would trust your kids with Disney television, Disney Channel. That was like, I can put my kids in front of it. I will know they're going to get a good, wholesome message. It's going to be a family-oriented or family-friendly entertainment that my kids can watch. So the brand is very important. Now, let's say okay, get rid of the idea of pedophile. What if it's just a fire at the daycare? What if it's just a school let's say it's a car accident. Let's even more mundane. A car accident, the car drives into the thing, right? There's definitely, well, they can't control because they weren't authorized. They didn't authorize it. It was like, if I take your good name, I just put it on my product, and I make a shitty product. Right? That's the problem with that. You can do it now, but professional used camera that is 100,000, not to mention gears, 5,000 cameras are not customer level. I don't know what you're talking about, account. The professional cameras don't really. I mean, Alexa's maybe like the Alexa 65, maybe 100,000, but nothing. I mean, most of like the Venice and stuff like that are about 50, but that's like the highest end. I mean, you can make stuff lower end than that. Cliff notes: closed mouth thumbnails work at the moment. Oh my god. A few channels are trying out A/B tests for thumbnails. It's best to keep a title and thumbnail that are interesting, but you must deliver promised content within 30 seconds. That's probably good advice. YouTube doesn't review a video again once you upload the title thumbnail, contrary to some claims. That's very cool. All right. Yeah, I like that. Closed mouth thumbnails are the work at the moment. Like, I just hate chasing trends like that. I just hate it. I was one time, I had YouTube. Back when Google used to care about YouTube, now they don't. They literally don't care about YouTube. But back in the old day, when like Google liked YouTube and they treated YouTubers with like a little bit of respect and like, hey, we like you guys. Let's create stuff together. Yeah, we want to get you on the platform. Make good stuff for us. Nowadays, they're just like, whatever. You guys are worthless, you know. But back in the day, I used to have assigned to me a YouTube advisor, right? And I think I hurt her feelings because she was Gen Z before Gen Z was a thing. And I don't know, you know, these tech companies, they hire people right out of college and they're all full of like, I'm so special. I got my trophy award. I'm so special. I got out of poli-sci and I'm just special. Anyhow, so I told her, she's like, well, you need to kind of work on your thumbnails. Your thumbnails could use a little bit of work. I'm like, okay. It's like examples like that. Your thumbnail you used for what's it called? The history of acting. And you have this guy screaming and it's really dark. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, that's Marlon Brando. That's Marlon Brando saying, Stella! Like anybody that knows this field understands that that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about method acting. It's an appropriate thumbnail. Yeah, but people just don't understand it, you know. People just, you know. I'm like, no, I'm not changing that one because that's like literally what it's about. It's literally, you don't have to take the tone with me, okay? I kid, it was a girl. What are some actual game changers out there? Ooh, good question. Let's see if I think that actual game changers. Well, email was definitely a game changer. Like email and texting are two really big game changers. Because, you know, it used to be like if I wanted to text somebody, or if I wanted to call somebody and talk to somebody, I would have to get on the phone and call them, right? And then they might not be there. They might have to leave a message. They may or may not have messaging, right? And then, you know, it would feel like you're obtrusing, being very intrusive to call someone, you know. But now, I just want to send a message. Hey, you know, how's it going? Hey, I got your thing ready for you. All right, cool. Texting, definitely a game changer. Email, definitely a game changer. I used to have to write out letters and you have to go get the mail, but now it's just all flood your, you know, definitely a game changer. Stuff like that I see as game changers, you know. I think the DSLR movement was definitely also a game changer. The whole idea, because I was talking about this in class on Friday. I was talking about how like the 5D Mark II essentially changed the way we approach cameras. Like nowadays, if it's, to me, it's kind of sad that most entry-level cameras are like photo cameras. I feel like that shouldn't be, but it is what it is. But yeah, that was more of a game changer. I mean, it took a long time for you to see it, but that was definitely more of a game changer. I really like the whole idea. The last video I reviewed those HoloLand those little wireless microphones. So I originally discovered them through Rode. I didn't want to talk about it on the video, but I can talk about it here. The Rode Wireless Go's, which were really good. The problem is they're a little honestly kind of cheap feeling, and they're a little unreliable. And not unreliable. The signal always worked pretty well, but I've heard people like those things break. They're all plasticky and all that. And I had a charger that literally sometimes it'll charge it and sometimes it won't. Drives me nuts, honestly. But to me, that kind of technology is sort of a game changer as far as like versus the old kind of wireless, especially for like more like low end production, not super high end stuff. And those are kind of game changers. Boxer briefs. There you go. Bruno says boxer briefs are a game changer. I'm wearing boxer briefs right now. Like I grew up wearing tighty whities. I'm sorry if it's TMI for most of you people out there, but I grew up with tighty whities, and I have not gone back to tighty whities ever since I discovered boxer shorts. Absolutely. And boxers to me are too like just yeah. I want something that cups and holds me like I'm a dear true love. I want clothes that hold me like I matter, and boxer briefs do that. Whereas just straight up boxers are kind of like wearing nothing at all, like wearing nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all. All right. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention Nikon bought red, right? Yeah, Nikon. Yeah, Nikon. Well, Nikon will never caught up on that. Nikon never had a video camera, right? Because Canon has always had video cameras. Remember the Canon XL1, XL2, like those cameras. But Nikon was never in the video camera business. So I don't think they had the synergy to pull it off. You know, I think somebody was saying like how Nikon's market cap is just a tiny fraction of what Canon's is. Like Canon's huge. And Sony as well. Ah, yeah, there we go. That was nice. Well, you guys are chatty now. Yeah, digital playback is MP3, MP4, absolute game changer. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, the whole fact that we can do this right now, I can live stream to you with nothing more than just me. There's no one in the studio. It's just me. There's no one in this office block. It's just me. Just Ken. Right here. Yeah, so those are some real game changers. I don't think AI. I think AI will be a game changer, but not in the ways we think. I definitely think AI will have a place somewhere. It's yeah, live streaming from your place. Exactly. I just echoed you right there. Yeah. Yeah, Nikon bought red for the patent, perhaps, but that patent's going to run out sooner or later. Do I think that Nikon will create a camera to compete with Sony Venice? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, the red is a kind of competition to the Sony Venice, right? I mean, Sony Venice is probably more highly esteemed, but we should count time years from the invention of the internet. Oh, there you go. But then everything would be like AD or AI. There you go. After internet. AI. What year are we now? Like AI 20? 24? Well, I guess it would be earlier than that. The internet was invented in the 70s, maybe. AI 50. In the year of our esteemed ChatGPT, AI 50. Yeah, anyhow. Junebug says, hey, I could be lying. We all don't know because you guys can't see me. I'm going commando. LOL. Joke. Commando is not fun to me. It doesn't feel like I'm always afraid I'm going to get something caught in a zipper. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, commando is, yeah, you never want your soft bits rubbing against that zipper anyway. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing. I mean, girls can go commando and it's kind of like, oh, wow, you're going commando. But for a guy to go commando, it's like, no. Especially if can you imagine, why is it even the term commando? Like, why would the commando do that? He'd just be like running for his life and just feeling his junk chafing against that zipper. Like, it can't be good. Oh, it's like, I picked the wrong day to go commando. Oh my nutsack. All right. Hello from Iran. So you guys watch my stuff on your TV, and I don't get paid for that. Well, how do you do, the Iran? Welcome to the channel. I wonder how the exposure of slow-mo footage works. How can you do an undark image if a frame is exposed on a millionth of a second? Basically, you crank that ISO really high. I'm pretty sure slow-mo guys talk about it. You crank the ISO really high and you hit it with a shoot ton of light. I almost swore. I try not to swear. You hit it with a bucket load of light. Like that's how you do slow mo. You just have to blast so much light on it that when you do a millionth of a second exposure, it's enough light to adjust. Commando equals don't wake my friend. He's dead tired. What is that from? I remember. Going commando because commandos in humid climate did it. But to me, maybe because I'm a little bit of a bigger guy, being in a humid climate would make going commando worse. Like worse. What the heck is sleeping macho? I gotta look this up now. What is sleeping macho? Do I want to look this up, Helium? Is this something you're telling me don't look this up? Oh, okay. Sleeping macho is sleep with only a white t-shirt on and no underpants. Yeah. I think I've only done that when I've got really, really drunk. No, that's not a good idea. According to Scott Balkan, Nikon acquiring Red is not about patent C's last. Yeah, the patent's going to run out like in 2028, right? I mean, that doesn't seem like it's reason why he would buy the company for a patent that goes out in 5 years. Seems like kind of a waste. I think Nikon probably bought Red because maybe Red just wanted to sell somebody, and they're like, "Hey, Nikon, you want to actually have a foot in the door in the camera market, the video, the cinema line camera market?" And Nikon's like, "Well, maybe." Ah. Oh, I got you. Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger said that in the film Commando. There you go. So someone from Iran says it's our government's fault. I know. You should come hang out with our government. Never mind. Don't do that. Yeah. Commando is definitely not recommended. I totally agree. Even for a girl, I imagine, because the girls wear zippered pants too, and those little bits rub against the zipper. Not good. Not good. People. We went from talking about Dune to talking about trademark protection to talking about soft bits rubbing against zippers. So what are we doing in our world? Do we understand what we're doing? Are we just lost? We're just lost. We're lost people. I'm sorry. I should get going pretty soon. I'll hang around for a couple more minutes, but it's been... How long has it been on? Has it been on an hour? It's been long for longer than an hour, right? How long have I been on stream for? Oh, I've been out for like 2 hours almost. We'll hang out for a little bit longer, then we'll get going. I gotta go to the store, and definitely gotta go home and start working on some stuff I have not had time to do. But I like to hang out with you guys. It's fun. All right, a few more minutes. All right, here we go. If you ever wear a kilt, you have to go commando. I hope not. It's just a gentle breeze. Get things stirring. Nikon is one of the few survivors of the digital filmocalypse. From Fremen can go commando, those still suits. Well, yeah, you got it recycles water, so you know where that's coming from. It's amazing that 39 people would rather watch you than the Oscars. Oh, shoot, is the Oscars on tonight? I think 30 people would be like, oh, crap, the Oscars is on tonight? When are the Oscars? Oscars live updates. Oh, shoot, it's today? Usually I used to stream I used to stream the Oscars or, stream while we were talking about the Oscars. Well, I screwed that up. Or I just don't care. John Cena gets naked, apparently, according to USA Today. Well, there you go. Got to get those ratings somehow. Oppenheimer, Lady Gladstone, Emma Stone for Poor Things. Zone of Interest gets an Oscar win, but it should snag a place on your watch list. Zone of Interest International Film, terrific choice. John Glazer's hard to watch a movie. A German family living next to the country she can't. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so there's Oscars going on today. I completely didn't know that because I've been out of the loop for weeks now. Quite literally, weeks and weeks. Well, there you go. None of you guys mentioned it. I don't take all the blame for not knowing the Oscars is on. Uh, I haven't seen either 3,000 Years Long or Poor Things. I haven't seen either of those movies yet. I think Fred Thurman recommended Poor Things, so I probably should watch that. Do you think Margot Robbie got snubbed in the Oscars? I don't think her performance in Barbie was that remarkable. I don't think it was Oscar worthy. I think Ken probably had a better Ryan Gosling had a better claim to the Oscar for nomination, at least for Barbie movie, even though that's sort of a stretch. Because it's like, really? I mean, we're just going to reward this movie for something. But I think Margot Robbie probably doesn't really... It's just not an Oscar movie. You know, it just doesn't feel like an Oscar movie, Barbie movie. It just doesn't. I don't know why. I know. It just doesn't feel... It's very one note in that sense. Any chance the girlfriend will be helping the channel? Well, by making me not be miserable, that'd be help. You want more FIQ videos? Yeah, I think it's going to help. Right now she's in a lot of plays. She's playing Golda in Fiddler on the Roof, which is something she's always wanted to do. And then after that, we're going to be working on some plays together. But giving me a lot more, like, pushing me also to, like, do stuff, make stuff. So I'm glad I got out that video, that review that I had to get video. So good stuff. I'm going to be See you later, Bullet. To be fair, we tried to turn the underwear conversation back on track with Arnold comment from Commando. I thought it was perfectly on track, frankly. I didn't feel like I needed to get back off track. Hey, if we watch the real Oscars Friday the 16th, I'm having Junebug Film Awards. There you go. It's still a dream to be there. The amount of legacy actors, writers, and lingo sort of turned me off. The Oscars, I mean, yeah, I know. The Oscars just not excited. Well, yeah. Go see Poor Things, otherwise known as the Pedo the movie. Well, she is of age in real life. Just kind of curious about it. Probably won't bring the girlfriend on that one. Heard about it. All right. What else is there? There is no Friday the 16th for the next 3 years. What? Oh, Friday the 16th. Really? That is an interesting math. I wonder how you can tell that. Huh. Search. Yeah, 2023 is Friday, June Friday 6th, 2024 Friday 16th. There's an August the 16th on a Friday, August the 16th. And then then the next May 6th, Friday the 16th will be 2025. That is kind of interesting how there's only one or two Friday the 16th until you get to 2029, and there's 3 Friday the 16th. And then again, you have 2030 is one Friday 16th. The next 2031 is one Friday 16th. And then it's not till 2032 you get 3 Friday the 16th. What an interesting cycle. The math has got to work out in a fascinating way. That's I don't know, getting to me. I'm having a tear in my eye. All right. After Ricky Gervais roasted in the face, the Oscars had to take it's hard to take seriously. Well, he roasted the Golden Globes, not the Oscars. It's interesting though, the Rio, that you put me down that rabbit hole. Like, there are certain weekdays and numbered days that combos that only show up like once a year. It's fascinating. It's weird. Like, I'm trying to see, is there a year that didn't have a Friday the 16th? No, like every single year has a Friday the 16th. I don't see a single year for the next like 50 years that doesn't have a Friday the 16th. Huh. I don't know. I'm kind of shocked right now a little bit. It's weird. It's really weird. Okay. All right, Count. You can finish your nighttime photo walk. Can't wait to cringe at looking at it from a bigger screen. Well, that's life. That's fun. Good for you, though. I'm glad you did that. I really am. All right. Yeah, Golden Globes is not the Oscar crowd. Golden Globes is the Hollywood Foreign Press. I watched part 2. Is it worth? I haven't watched part 2. Is it worth going to see, or should I pirate? You should never pirate movies. But I mean, I'll understand if you do. But you should definitely watch it in the theaters because you need the sound. I think the sound is more important than the movie on something like Dune, or sound is almost more important than the visuals. But if you can get good visuals too, then yay. Oh, yeah. So, human interpretation of things is full of errors. There you go. All right, guys. Well, I am going to take off now. My neck is hurting. I'm going to go to Costco, get myself a chicken, get myself some eggs. I got to have some eggs. And I'm going to go home and cook myself some rice. I got some asparagus. So I'm trying to eat low carb, but I got wild rice. So wild rice is good. It's good, more fiber. You guys ever see that there's a video out there of Bane? They redo Bane's voice. And it's like, tell me what you had for breakfast. Ah, oatmeal. Not bad. Pop-Tart? Oh, it's wasted calories there. You really need to have more fiber in your diet. Fiber. It's great. Haven't gone missed your posts as often. Do carnival diet. I can't do carnival diet. Like carnival diet to me is just too rich. So I do try to cut the carbs, although I do replace them with protein. So I just can't do carnival. It's just one thing I discovered too in my weight loss journey is that everybody has different bodies, and some people just don't respond well to certain diets. You know, like I think my body, carnival diet, carnivore would just be too hard on me. By Bane humor. Oh, I love Harley Quinn. I love the character of Bane on there. That was my seat you had. That's my office chair. I love it. I didn't finish Harley Quinn, I think season 4. I didn't have a great interest in me. Yeah, Ketovore. I think I'm closer to Ketovore, although I'm just not good with diets, so I just try to aim at lessen carbs. That's my goal. Anyhow, also disappointed you're not visiting a time traveling food truck. I know. In a fine food truck, cruising through the night, making you hungry. All right, let's do this. All right, I need to stop so I can go home and get some stuff. Have I finished watching All Mankind? Have I? Shoot. I think I had one episode left. Dang it. That's what I'm going to watch tonight. Okay. Thanks for reminding me. That's great. The skinnier you are, the easier it is to keep to a diet. Good point. That's why I'm having such a hard time with it. No, I'm enjoying my diet though. IKEAvore, I like that. Just eat IKEA furniture. Just eat that MDF baseboard. All right, on that note, I shall see you sometime next week. I don't know when. Definitely not Sunday. Maybe Saturday afternoon. I think I probably swing Saturday afternoon because I'm going to go see a play with the girlfriend next week, but in Disneyland Sunday. Shouldn't be telling you all my details. Should be some mystery behind it. All right, guys. We will see ya later. Bye-bye. I should do this fade out first. Fade out. Bye.